Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to Y&R For Life, where we talk about all things Y&R related. We talk about my predictions, what I think's going to happen, what's been happening currently. We even talk about fashion on the show because I'm a big time fashion girl, and we got to spill the tea about that from time to time. If you are new here, my question is, what took you so long to get here? And if you are returning, what's up? Long time no see. So it's been a whirlwind of a week. We even had to bust out the purple throw because it has been just that juicy. Well, we're going to end it off with a big, big bang. Anyway, if you like this type of content, you like what you see, you like what you hear, it would be so kind of you if you could hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss a single video I post here on Y&R For Life. My usual disclaimer, if you kind of don't want to know what's going on, you want to get caught up on your own, this might not be what you want to see or hear, but I am so grateful that you are here. We're just going to get down right into it. Okay, one of the episodes was kind of, sleepy here and there. I don't think it was quite, purple robe worthy, where it's a sleepy week. Because within the episode, it wasn't too bad. It had its moments. So let's talk about it. And right now, we're just going to go off the cuff. Whatever I remember by memory, that kind of stuff. And if I forget something, it's the nature of the beast. Or it just wasn't newsworthy. Could have plumb forgot. But we'll get into it. So we saw Summer. She ends up meeting with Michael at the club. He offers to buy her breakfast. They sit down, what have you. So Summer's basically spilling her guts out about how, she tells Michael, I haven't been that honest with you. Mom actually talked to me first before she talked to Daniel. And basically she said that she kept it a secret. So when everything came out and people started finding out, she just kind of let that little bit of information just kind of sweep under the rug. And Michael's like, oh boy, I was having such a good day. Anyway, so she talks about how her marriage is kind of like on the rocks. Boy, if it is not on the rocks, I don't know. This thing it's imploding. But we'll hear more about that. We'll talk more about that very shortly. So she says that her marriage is on the rocks. Kyle basically despises her because she kept all this information a secret, and she doesn't know what to do. She's like, so I hear Mom contacted you, Michael, and that you saw her. And he's like, yeah, he basically said she ate all the, was it chocolate covered strawberries, and she left. So she did like a dine and dash. Anyway, that was pretty much like what was going on between, like a back and forth between Summer and Michael. In walks Audra. Again, let's just call her the Predator. So she walks in, she's remembering, the big romp in the sack with Kyle. And so she just toddles on over to the table with Summer and Michael. And I don't, like, Audra, what'd you do that for? You're just stoking the fire. You are really stoking the fire. And you're driving me nuts. But, Summer is almost like, is there something you need? Like, why are you here? This kind of thing. And really, whatever she had to talk about, it really didn't need to be said. But let's move on. you'll hear more about Audra very shortly. So that was pretty much like one part of the whole episode was the Summer speaking with Michael. The other part, which wasn't the sleepy part, was the fact that Kyle and Jack were speaking. Now, Kyle was like, again, he was thinking back to his romp in the sack with Audra, and he was a happy, a happy camper. So in walks Jack, and, whatever Jack had said, basically, it was like Kyle was deer in headlights. Like, oh gosh, he said something to the effect like, whatever happened yesterday didn't need to happen. And Kyle was like, oh, that kind of look. Meanwhile, whatever he thought that Jack was talking about had nothing to do with what Jack was talking about. But anyway, so that other half of the show was basically Kyle going on about how he has told Summer he wants a separation, like he wants her gone, wiped clean of the house. I feel like, where's Summer going to go now? In my head, like, she doesn't have her apartment anymore. Like, what happened with that? That was a nice place. But anyway, she doesn't have anywhere to go. Maybe she'll just go on the run with Phyllis. I don't know. So he's there talking to Jack about all of this, and he's saying that, for months and months and months, Summer lied to him. She, made him feel like he was, persona non grata, and that he can't believe that she did this to him and their relationship and made his mother suffer. And he went on, and you could tell he was upset. And when I say upset, like, he just went over the top of upset. Probably to the level of anger. And, Jack's like, oh, geez, I really wish that this didn't have to happen. I was really hoping that it wouldn't come to something like this with your marriage. But, at the end of the day, Kyle's a big boy. He's a big boy. So whatever he decides to do, Jack, sorry to tell you, that's his business. So that was pretty much one episode. Oh, within that episode, we also saw Sharon. She gets a delivery that Nick, brap, brap, brap on her door. He comes bringing in this box. For whatever reason, she thinks it's some shampoo she ordered. Okay, Sharon, pretty big box, but I don't know what kind of full-size shampoos you purchased, but anyway. So she ends up, prior to opening this box, she has this necklace, and she needs help with putting the necklace on. And, again, here's back to my prediction. I feel as though Nick and Sally are going to part ways very soon. Because Nick is divided between trying to, and on his chest, Nick is trying to help Sharon, but apparently he's in love with Sally. I don't know. We haven't seen Sally for the last couple of days. Rightfully so. She's probably resting, in mourning still, the whole 9 yards. So we're going to give her a break. But he seems awfully cozy with Sharon. So he helps her with the necklace. And, they seem like almost like a couple. Anyway, so eventually she looks at this box and she's like, oh, this is coming from like a lawyer's office. Okay. So she's like, that can't be good. So they open the box, come to find out that there's a letter inside from the lawyer's office basically stating that um, in the event of Cameron, I'm feeling myself, Kirsten's death, um, that he was supposed to forward, this lawyer was supposed to forward the items that are in the box to Sharon. Yeah. And also, Cameron has left his business, his company, to Sharon. Like, doo 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 doo. I mean, safe to say the guy's gone, you know, not coming back from the dead like they like to do. So, safe to say Cameron Kirsten's character is gone. So now Sharon has this property, if you will, because crazy Cameron Kirsten, who had this ridiculous obsession with her, has now, albeit gifted her this stuff. Kind of ominous, it was just creepy, but whatever. So Nick's like, look, you don't need to deal with this. Like, let's just throw this away. Like, no. And she's like, no, no, no. I have an idea, but it's gonna require you to get your hands dirty. So that's pretty much how the show ended. So now we're on to the next one. So this was a very interesting episode, I'll tell you. Okay, so we see Sharon and Nick back to the it's going to require you to get your hands dirty. And Nick's like, I'm all for it. So they end up, and I'm thinking, when she said, get your hands dirty, I'm thinking, okay, what scheme or plot or plan did she come up with? No. What was going to require him to get his hands dirty? They got like a metal bowl, if you will, and whatever contents were in this box. I swear it was maybe 2 items. I don't know. And where the lighter fluid came from, I couldn't tell you. And Nick's pouring lighter fluid in this, metal contraption, if you will, and pulls out one of the longest matchsticks I've ever seen. I mean, yes, they have the long ones like this, but like this thing was amplified. And light the match, poof, and it was like a scene from, like, I don't know, Batman and Robin, where they light the match, they throw this thing into this, it was like an urn, if you will, and whatever is burning. Okay, people, you're doing this inside the house, you're messing with lighter fluid, and all they do is do this like 2 steps back motion, because God forbid they get blown to smithereens with whatever they just lit. But no, it was okay to stay put when Faith had about 5 bombs strapped to her. No, but 2 little items, and you're doing this indoor. Like, you're on a ranch, dude. You could have gone outside with that and had a bonfire, but you did it inside? That was weird. Okay. So this thing's burning, and they're having their conversation. And, Sharon had previously said, I hope Cameron is like rotting in hell, that kind of thing. And I thought to myself, well, that's kind of harsh, but all right. However you feel. Tell us how you really feel without telling us how you really feel there, Sharon. All right, so Cameron's, as she hopes, probably rotting in hell. This is what her hope is. And she is now burning this property. And then she has found out that she is now the proud owner of whatever business he had, I can't recall. Be honest with you, I don't remember him having a business, but such is life. We move along. So they're having this conversation, and they basically, at the end of it, she ends up telling Nick, you know what? I think I'm going to hold on to this company. He's like, well, why would you want to do that? So she goes on to this whole thing about how if she keeps the company, then she can either donate, like sell it and donate the proceeds to charity, or she just do some good with this company. And she wants to show Mariah and Tessa that basically in the face of adversity, that you can still, Maya Angelou, you can still rise. Okay, great lesson. I can appreciate all of that, 100%. And she basically tells Nick, this is going to be like a fresh start. And I got to be honest with you, I was actually very motivated by her. I was very motivated by what she had to say. So good on you, Sharon. Bravo. Very motivational. So yeah, she's going to do something with this company. She's not going to say, I don't want it, or, I don't believe she's going to sell it. Here's what I think. I think she's now going to turn this into some big time company. And because, follow me here for a second, because Victoria has basically let her brother go. And you'll hear more about that in a second. But she has let Nicholas go on this leave of absence that she probably wants him fully replaced. And I think that Nick is going to go and work with Sharon. Hey, remember when they had the magazine? So it's not far-fetched. She says she wants a new start, and she feels that this might be her new start, and she's just going to run with it. So I figure Nick's going to help her, and it may end up being a run for Victoria's money, because this is the segue into Victoria and Slam and Nate, who, by the way, the two of them just cannot keep their hands off of one another. I mean, are you that much in heat? Like how Audra, just a mess. Okay, so they're in the boardroom, or is that the boardroom, the main office, Victoria's office, whatever. And again, they can't keep their hands off one another. He's talking about some business deal, and she's like, have I told you I like how much I like the way you think, or how it's whatever she said. And I said to myself, yes, you have, multiple times. Enough already. Okay, blah blah blah. You think he's great. It's like talking, having a conversation with him is like talking to yourself in the mirror, blah, 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 whatever. We get it. It's annoying, but we get it. So anyway, in walks Nikki, because Nikki saw something on her phone where she was like, oh my God. And so she goes in and breaks up whatever is going on between Slam and Nate and Victoria, because once again, they're supposed to be talking about business, but they're like this close to one another. I mean, come on. He's there sitting on the desk with his leg up like he's Casanova, and she's all like, enough. Do some work. Oh my goodness. So Nikki's like, yeah, I need to talk to my daughter alone. So he's like, yeah, no problem. He toddles off, and Nikki's like, So she's like, what's this that you have done, Victoria? You basically let all the people who were under Nicholas like go. And she's like, oh, mother, I didn't actually let them go. I just, you know, got them to do other things, because I just don't want them sitting there getting a paycheck for doing nothing. That's basically what she said. So Nikki's like, well, wouldn't it have been better that you kept them on in their position and let them, be under Nate so that they're still doing the same things? Oh, no. Nate doesn't need to be, held by the hand. He's got this and blah, blah, blah. So Nikki's like, uh-huh. And he's got a lot more too. Yes, he's very hands-on. Yes, I have come to see that. Uh, Nikki, you ain't wrong because that's all he's doing. He's pawing on Victoria all the time. Prediction. Okay, I thought about this. I've really thought about this. Okay, so we know that Nate and Audra are, they're working together. Okay, so Nate has the COO position. Audra now has the CEO position of Newman Media. So I'm thinking, yes, he wants to basically get ahead in Newman very quickly. And he's clearly using Victoria. Clearly. But I'm wondering, and I'd still consider him slimy, but whatever. But I'm wondering, because Victoria used him to try and gain Hamilton Winters, if you will, to have Slimy Nate sell out his family, is Nate perhaps doing the reverse where Victoria is concerned and Newman? I was like, I thought about that going, that would be very interesting. That it wouldn't just be about him getting more power, but also the fact that he would be doing to her what she did to him, but actually succeeding with it. Again, just my thought, just my prediction. I don't know. I don't have any intel. I could be plumb wrong, but it just kind of made me think. So Victoria is clearly in La La Land and is none the wiser as to the fact that she's being played. And Nikki's like, look here. I think you're afraid, Victoria, of the fact that since your brother was right about Ashland and you didn't want to listen, but he was clearly right, that, perhaps you realize that he's right again when it comes to Nate, but you just don't want to admit it. She's like, oh, mother, I'm so sick and tired of, like, anytime anything happens, you and dad always bring up Ashland, and oh my gosh, she's having a complete fit. It's like, ah. So she's like, sorry, like, it is what it is, Victoria, but I don't know. I think that that's the case. So Victoria is like, look, I've got this under control, mother. Everything is under control. So Nikki toddles off, and you can tell Nikki's like, Kate, let the record show. Yeah, I am not pleased about this as your co-CEO. But anyway, she actually did tell Victoria this, but you could tell when she was leaving that she was none too pleased, and it was what it was. So Nathaniel walks in, and Victoria's whole demeanor changes, like, oh, I've got this, everything's cool, everything's copacetic, blah, blah, blah. Well, Victoria, time will tell. You'll see what's going to happen. Like, again, we're not even going to discuss them anymore. I'm done with them. Let's move on. So, yeah, let's see. We see Kyle. He is completely like he is like fiending for Audra, something fierce, like big time, because he can't stop reminiscing about what happened, and he is all over this. Now, again, he's probably doing this, of course, as, like payback, but Kyle, no, I don't support this. I don't support it at all. I know it's soap opera land, but I don't support, no. What you should have done was just leave it at summer, be gone. You stay in your corner, I'll stay in mine, we'll figure things out, whatever. And when you're done, if you're done, do your business. But this, and I'm telling you people, it just gets worse. Kyle is like, it just took one night for him to lose himself that badly. And Audra is, as much as she's loving it, I think I'm going to give this round to Audra, because Audra's like, yeah, almost like it was good, but it wasn't that great. That kind of attitude, like, we had fun, let's move on. It was what it was. I can dangle this over your head, but like, be gone, little man. That kind of thing. So Kyle goes plumb nuts, in my opinion. Like, crazy nuts. And he ends up seeing Audra at the park, and he's trying to be coy, and and she's there talking about business, and I can tell he not even paying that close attention to all that, because he is too busy undressing her with his eyes. So he's like, yeah, you call me later, like contact me later, because basically what I want to do now, we ain't got the time for. Okay. So I'll just like, okay, put your number in my phone, and if I have time later, yeah, then I'll think I may call you. So he leans in and goes towards her ear, and he's like, you'll call me. Okay, Casanova. Um, like, would you turn into Cameron Kirsten all of a sudden? Like, are you feeling yourself, Kyle? That was weird. So I just like, oh, like, you're relentless. Well, I'd say so. So pan over to, let's just go towards the fact that Kyle ends up, again, losing his noodle, and he calls, I can't remember who clearly is on speed dial, and says that he wants flowers. Something, basically not dainty flowers, but like edgy type. What flower would that be, Kyle? Anyway, so he wants flowers sent to Audra with no name on it, but he's whatever message he wanted in the card. As I said, he didn't want his name on it, because he's like, I think the person's name was Gerard. That Audra would know who it was from. Then he's like, oh, okay, before you go, that he also wants, watch this, diamonds. Diamonds sent to her as well. Kyle, you have officially gone cray-cray. You've lost it. One night, and she's getting flowers and diamonds, and you're like, just charge it to my account. Dude, we know that this is not going to work because clearly Summer's going to find this out somehow. Have you lost it, man? Anyway, yes, he has. Because who does this? She didn't ask for any of this. So again, the win goes to Audra, in my opinion. Don't like her character, but she gets the win on this because he's crazy. He's crazy. All right. So lastly, we're going to talk about poor Adam. I feel bad for the guy. I really do. So Nikki had a conversation with Adam, in the park, and the fact that she's really sorry that of the loss that he's experienced and that Sally has lost the baby, and she knows because of personal experience, because if you recall, you remember she lost the baby with Jack eons ago. So she's familiar with the sense of loss. And he's like, pardon me if I feel like this is disingenuous because of my father. Kind of don't believe you, and kind of don't think you actually really care. That's in essence what he was saying. And she's like, no, 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 I really do. Like, this is not, it's not nice. Okay, he's angry. He's angry at God for, that he allowed this to happen, and just a whole bag of emotions. Pan over to society. Adam he's talking to someone over the phone about business, and he basically says that he wants to crush Newman Media. In walks Daddy-O, Victor Newman, who hears this and goes like, get off the phone, which I thought was kind of funny. And he gets off the phone, and they have this conversation about how, Victor is very saddened of the loss, and, he's sad for Sally. And Adam is like, once again, I already heard this from Nikki. Pardon me if I kind of don't think you mean any of this, especially the fact that even if I had mentioned Sally's name, like, almost like you had disdain. So where's this coming from? I just don't believe you. So he's like, son, I saw how happy she was, and I saw how you were doting, and I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Again, Adam's like, I have nobody, I'm by myself, and yeah. So he says that he basically fesses up to Victor about Newman Media and how he wants to crush it because he wants it back, because he was the one who built that thing from the ground up. And Victor is like, look, this is a bad move. This is, it's under the Newman umbrella, and I just don't recommend this. Adam's like, I kind of don't care. And yeah, she's like, son, you're making a very big mistake. This is a bad move. So yeah, Nikki ended up walking in, and Adam's like, yeah, we're done here. And he toddles off, and that's pretty much that. And then it pretty much ends with the fact that Nikki and Victor are speaking about how Victoria, with what she has done, and Victor's like, oh boy, this is not good. Oh boy. So we're going to see how this plays out. Again, I'm thinking Slimy Nate is kind of doing as unto others what they do to you kind of thing. And yeah, not going to be a good situation. And Kyle, I warned you. She's a predator, and now you're full out cray-cray. But there you have it, folks. That was pretty much the ending of the week. So if you stuck around to the end, I'm so grateful. I have nothing but love for you. I really appreciate your support. It is a complete whirlwind. It's a bumpy road and ride. It's like an emotional roller coaster. It's all those things wrapped up into one. So once again, if you can hit that like and subscribe if you like what you see and you like what you hear, and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss a single video I post here on Y&R For Life, I would be so appreciative. So we're going to see what happens next week, what's coming up next week, and maybe it may be throw worthy. Hopefully it's not robe worthy, but we're going to see where this takes us. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.